and I don't have much slides. Sure. So I'll be talking about generic Spring components and templates, and both of these are not specific to Spring. They can apply to any kind of programming. I'll be giving an example in the Spring environment. So generic components that basically means DIY, do not repeat yourself. And templates will help further generating some code. So you'll mostly see when you get to it will make sense. I don't have much slides. So these are the slides and demo. Slides will finish soon actually. Slides and demo will be side by side. And then these are the tools. I'll be running a Tomcat and an Eclipse and a little Ant script. And I have a DB visualizer connecting to Oracle. And I have an Infinitest plugin that will automatically run JUnit tests, if you are familiar with that. And I have this my Fast Code Eclipse plugin, which will help generating a lot of code, generating some code. Okay, and that is the URL right there. It's also included in my profile. Okay. So at this point, I'll just go straight to database, and I'll be working with a simple person table. Okay. So there's nothing there right now. Database running. There's a table called person. There's nothing there. So we'll be trying to achieve through some coding, try to insert some records in there, and along the process we'll learn about generic components and templates. The mouse better. Oh. So I don't know if you down bottom here, can you see that green? Anyone can see? Is that font size okay? Everyone can see? Down there you see the green bar, that is the Infinitest plugin. That means all the tests are running and they are all passing. So instead of manually running, this will automatically detect change. And it has some limitations, doesn't detect everything, but it can detect some of the change, automatically run the test. And other things you already know, and this is the Fast Code plugin homepage. Here you can go and check it out, read the documentation, and has some videos. And let me. There's one 5-minute video, you might find it. It's uploaded.
Hi. We are going to see how to create a class with the fields of given type and getter setters for the same, all in one shot, and check in the file. If we want to do this with Eclipse, then we have to create the class, then manually type in the field names, then use Eclipse menu to generate the getter setters, and then manually check in. Using Fast Code Eclipse plugin, we can do all these in one shot. We go to the Fast Code menu and choose New Class with Fields. We select the project we want to work with. Select the package where we want to create the class. If there is already a class open in the editor, then the project and the package is assumed from the class editor. Give the new class name. I'm going to create fields of string data type. You can give any number of names. With space delimiter. I'm going to data setter. Then okay. The class got created. In the package I selected. The command for the file. If you feel you don't want to check in the file automatically as soon as it is created, you can go to the preferences and under passport version control preference, you can set it to either ask before check-in or do not check in. If you say ask before check-in, you will be prompted in runtime to check in or not. If you choose no or if you choose do not check in, the files will be added to cache. And within the time specified in this month, you can check in the file. Using the other method, commit files from cache to repository. In the preference space, we can set the variables sequence. We can set the comments, the comment component, with multi-line comment or without comment or custom. Then grouping data setters, first data then setter. Then set up parameter fixed.
Yeah, I guess audio. Can you hear the audio? Was it? So you can see that in Eclipse you have to create fields. If you have 10 fields to create, each time you have to create private string, first name, private string, last name. Then you go get a setter, and then you have to probably check it in, right? This plugin can, you put a one time, you put all the fields and given type, and get a setter, option, and it will create at one as you saw, it will create in one shot, and you automatically check it.
So is that Fojo, that's basically Fojo that we created
Yeah,
automatically.
Right.
But does it run the test? It would be good to run the test before checking.
Yeah, that is what
Otherwise, you
some
don't want
people
to check.
agree. Is it automatically? Is it wise to check in automatically? You can, it's a simple class with getter setter, right? What can go wrong? I mean, that's you have a lot of code. Then, but I'll go, in detail. There are other options as well. Okay, so that's just a, one feature. But let's come back to this main topic, that is generic Spring components and templates. So I'll be starting with simple like a person service class. It's a Spring Bean. Spring Bean, and we'll have something called save person. Okay, and it can be any method. Your maybe increment salary, some business method. But sometimes, so plain old save is also required. You want to, on a form, to enter the data, it needs to be saved. So to do, in the coding, how do you go about it? First, you write a test. If you believe TDD, you write a test. So that's what I have done. So here I have the test, I have everything commented out, so slowly put meat into the code. It is running because it's not doing anything, it's running and passing. Your green bar. Oh, So person service simple. So we'll have to we have a DAO component, and that will save to the database. We'll do all that, but let's not jump into it. Let's go slow. We'll go slow today. So, and at this point, you give me a introduction to the templates. Now, here, what you like to do here, set person, and any IDE Eclipse, as you all know, has great feature called code templates. So for that, you go to the preferences, editor, and templates, and it comes with some built-in templates, and then you can put your own custom templates. So I'll give you some basic examples. So what you need to do first, you probably want to check a null. If the employee is null, then don't go forward or throw some error. So you don't want to. You can either type in if employee equal to null, or you can just say, I have a template, it's called null check. So automatically you selected, automatically put that thing. Then here you can say throw new, some illegal argument exception or something, okay? But what will be even better, that will be 3 lines of code. What will be even better? If you have a simple method, and you can simply call it, and that's what I have done. Now I forget which class. Is it probably person util? Okay, I've forgotten, but doesn't matter. Probably going to write something called check now, and you pass the value, and so it will check if the value is null, then it will throw exception. But even though I have forgotten, I can still get there because I have another template, check now. So did you see what it just do? It called that method and put a static import. It's compiling, right? I did not have the import. It's compiling, and now you do a free. This keyboard is good. Oh, it is here, Spring Intent. So what it does, if it is null, then it will throw illegal argument exception. Name cannot be null. So the way to use it will be, you pass the value and also pass as a string in quotation, right? So that method was great, but the one problem is that you have to put it twice. Same thing, you have to put it twice. So that's why, again, if I replay, I just do check null here, and what didn't do? This, you have to select this second one, check null, not the check null method. Once you do that, you put it in both places. So that is cool, no? So similarly, Eclipse has a lot of other template. One example will be if you are writing a main method. So all you do is just main, and they have a template. The main, you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to copy paste, or definitely don't have to type the whole thing. So they have certain cool things. So now, remember we have a test class which will test the save method, and I've commented out the call to the save method. Now this plugin also has a very easy way to create unit test. You select the method, it will create the unit test. And if you attended the talk 2 years ago, it was created, so I'm going to start from there. So I'm going to use the code generated 2 years ago. So let's uncomment this. Doesn't compile here. So first what you have to do here, you have to create a person class, instance of a person class, and feed it to set person, right? So for that, Eclipse has another template. If you say new, and use this new create new object template, the template icon. So then you can say person. See, put it in 2 places, and then employee, then you can do that. Okay, it didn't work quite the way I expected. Let's do it again, I guess. Get new object. Yeah, now it's a person. Yeah, now you can tab and easily say, since there is an employee defined, it will automatically choose that, and there is no arguments. In simple few steps, you created person. So that is Eclipse code template. Now what you need to do now, you need to, if you just look at this point, go to the person class. It has, first name, last name, gender, all those things, okay? And never mind those other things, annotations, those are required for database persistence for Hibernate, I'll not go in much detail. So you have to create an instance of that. Now Eclipse, you have to type employee and then set first name, all these things you can set one by one, okay? That may take time if there is a large number of fields, like 15 fields. Okay. Now here, oh, by the way, if you go to this, there is a Stack Overflow forum where you can get a lot of Eclipse useful Java templates. And that will, every time it will save you a few minutes, it will add up if you using it dozens of times, hundreds of times. Now we desperately want to create a person instance, and we thought Eclipse was not, doesn't give you the whole thing. Here comes the fast code templates, okay? So if you install the fast code plugin, then you'll get a lot of things, but one of them is templates. You can go through here, or here's a keyboard shortcut. So say it will come up, and then the instance of class, okay? And then you have to select the class. You select person class, and in this case we will name it as an employee, and say okay. Then it will say, it will give you the fields you want to select. So as I said before, you can have a lot of fields. So maybe you don't want to select salaries and person ID. So boom, it will create. It has some formatting. See, you just selected the fields, it created the whole code. Okay, a little bit of formatting, there's put some empty lines. So do you think that is useful? That is right. Now what will be even better? What will be even better? Can you excuse me for a minute?